Good afternoon, fourth grade. We're going to continue reading in our novel, The Red Pyramid. Before we get started, you have a quick write. It says, what references have you noticed to Egyptian mythology so far in chapter 1? And so you can talk about who you think the red man is. You can talk about why that red man called Julius Osiris. You can talk about Kate, Sadie, and Carter's amulets. There's a lot of different things you could talk about. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the focus question. It says, what is meant by now let the story be told anew? What mythology is being retold in the Red Pyramid? And this is part of the standard where we want you to be able to describe what happened at the British Museum and use context from the story to determine the meaning of unknown words. There are 3 words we want you to be able to use in your writing today. The first one is entombed, and that is a place where you bury someone. So you could draw a line to this picture. The second is host, and that is someone who provides the facilities for an event or a function. So this shark is hosting, these fish. And the last one is sterile, and that means it's free from bacteria or dirt. It's totally clean. It's sterile. All right, go ahead and turn the page, and we're going to use our CSPS strategy as we keep reading chapter 1. We left off on this page as the fiery man left, and Carter and Sadie, they weren't hurt in the explosion, but this is after the explosion. Okay, so we're going to read this page all the way down, and we're going to read the next page all the way down as well. Let's get started. The last thing I remember was the sound of footsteps approaching us at the ruined museum space. Though we hadn't been hurt by the blast, I was tired, too tired to move my head toward the sound. Okay, and then there are 2 new people. Museum security will be here shortly. Suddenly, there was a girl crouching over me, threatening to burn my face with a flaming staff. We must act quickly. Patience, Zia. The man's accent sounded French. Our investigation is still open. Okay, and so this is Carter kind of looking into her eyes like, please don't kill me. And then they leave and say, we must be sure before we destroy them. I closed my eyes and drifted into unconsciousness. Top of the page. Let's see, this is Sadie narrating. Let's see, the explosion, Rosetta Stone in a billion pieces, fiery evil bloke, dad box in a coffin, creepy Frenchman, mean girl, us passing out. Right. Sadie, wake up! And we can see it's Amos from earlier. Next thing I knew, I was being shaken awake. What? It's you? You're the strange man that tried to bully my dad around at my grandparents' house? If you didn't notice, Sadie, I was trying to stop him from doing something rash. If he'd listened to me, we wouldn't be in this situation. And what situation would that be? Your father's actions at the museum unleashed forces we must protect ourselves against. As it is, I barely got you before the police. Well, sort of. We'll sort it out tomorrow. I picked up your things from your house, most crucially, Muffet. What about Dad, Granny? Are they safe? Right now, you and Carter only have one safe haven. I'm taking you to the family mansion in Brooklyn. I can protect you there. A mansion in Brooklyn? But you're not family. I am, Sadie. I'm Julius's brother, your Uncle Amos. How do you expect to get across the ocean in this tiny thing? Through the Duat. Do what now? Okay, we'll stop right there because we have information about our characters and the setting. In box 1, we would write Carter and Sadie survived the blast, and their Uncle Amos is taking them to the family mansion in Brooklyn, New York, where they will be safe from the police. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the quote. And for the quote, we will write down what Amos says in this frame, second from the bottom. Right now, you and Carter only have one safe haven. I'm taking you to the family mansion in Brooklyn. I can protect you there. Press pause to write down the quote and play when you're ready for the setting. All right, so they traveled through the DeWitt to Brooklyn, New York. We're going to read this all the way down. When we get here, we're going to go from left to right, and then down, left to right, down, left to right. We're at the top of the first box. The DeWitt is the world of spirits and magic. It exists beneath the waking world like a vast ocean with many layers and regions. We're using the shallowest layer of it to make the trip. We'll be arriving, say, now. Impossible! That's New York? Travel is faster in the DeWitt. We must be careful, though. The deeper you go into the DeWitt, the more horrible things you encounter, the more difficult it is to return. There are entire realms filled with demons, palaces where the gods exist in their pure forms, so powerful their mere presence would burn a human to ashes, among other terrors. That's not a mansion. We're here, all ashore. Look closer. Whoa. Top of the page. Welcome to the 21st gnome. Gnome? Like those little runty guys? Goodness, no. I hate gnomes. They smell terrible. N-O-M-E, as in a district, a region. The term is from ancient times when Egypt was divided into 42 provinces. Today, the system is a bit different. We've gone global. The world is divided into 360 gnomes. Egypt, of course, is the first. New York, for which this mansion is the regional headquarters, is the 21st. I'm the only member left here, or I was, until you two came along. Well, if you're going to build an invisible mansion on top of a building, why not in Manhattan? Brooklyn is on the east shore. In ancient times, the east bank of the Nile River was the side of the living, the side where the sun rises. The dead were buried on the west side of the river. It was considered bad luck, even dangerous, to live there. The tradition is still strong among our people. Besides, Manhattan has other problems, other gods. It's best we stay separate. Shahad! And then he opens the door. We'll stop right there because we have information about the setting. In box 2, we would write, Sadie, Carter, and Amos travel through the DeWitt from London to Brooklyn. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the quote. And for the quote, we will write down this quote about the DeWitt from Amos. The DeWitt is the world of spirits and magic. It exists between the waking world like a vast ocean with many layers and regions. Press pause to write down the quote and play when you're ready to keep reading. All right, and now we will turn the page and we'll read this box and then we'll go down and then over. And then on the other page, we'll go from left to right, down, left to right, down. We're looking for the problem. This is a great room. Oh my God, exactly. And this symbol, it's the Pahrump. All right, how can you read that? Well, it's rather obvious, isn't it? The top is shaped like the floor plan of a house. All right, so all of a sudden, Sadie knows all this stuff about ancient Egypt. It's just a box. It's a house, and the bottom is an Ankh, the symbol for life. Right, per Ankh, the house of life. So Carter and Sadie belong to the house of life, or the Per Ankh. That's the name of their family. Very good, Sadie. And this is a statue of the only God still allowed in the house of life. Do you recognize him, Carter? That's Thoth, the god of knowledge. He invented writing. Why do all the gods have animal heads? It looks silly. They don't actually appear that way, not in real life. Real life? But it's all legend. Carter, the Egyptians would not have been foolish enough to believe in imaginary gods. They built the pyramids and created the first great nation state, a civilization that lasted thousands of years. Yeah, and now they're gone. A legacy that powerful does not disappear. The very oldest root of civilization, at least in Western society, is Egypt. Look at the pyramid on the dollar bill or the Washington Monument, the world's largest Egyptian obelisk. Egypt is still very much alive, and unfortunately, so are her gods. In the old days, the priests of Egypt would call upon these gods to channel their powers and perform great feats. Like many things, magic was first invented by the Egyptians. Oh, sorry, Sadie asked a question. And you're an Egyptian magician? Like many things, magic was first invented by the Egyptians. Each temple had a branch of magicians called the House of Life. Their magicians were famed throughout the ancient world. So was your father. You saw it for yourself tonight. But he's just an archaeologist. His cover story. The truth is, the Cain family has been part of the House of Life since its inception, or the beginning, as was your mother's family. The Fowles? So now you're saying Mom was magic too? They had not practiced magic for many generations until your mother came along, but yes, a very ancient bloodline. Okay, we'll stop right there because we have information about the problem. In box 3, we would write, Carter and Sadie learned that their father and uncle are magicians, or Egyptian magicians, and not an archaeologist. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the quote. Okay, and we have the quote in this box where Amos says, so was your father. You saw it for yourself tonight. And Carter responds, but he's just an archaeologist. And then Amos says back his cover story. Press pause to write down the quote and play when you're ready for the solution. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page. All right, so Amos tells them a lot more about their past, and then we'll read the top of this page, and then we'll get our solution. All right, Sadie says, lovely, our parents were secretly pagan occultists who worshipped animal-headed gods. Not worshipped. By the end of the ancient times, Egyptians had learned that their gods were not to be worshipped. They are powerful, primal forces, but they are not divine in the sense one might think of God. They are created entities like mortals. We can respect and fear them, use their power, or if necessary, fight them. But we don't worship them. Thoth taught us that. It's getting late. If you're going to survive and save your father, you have to rest. Sorry, did you say survive and save our father? All right. So we'll stop right there. In box 4 for the solution, we would write, in the morning, Amos is going to help Carter and Sadie survive and save their father. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the quote. And for the quote, we will write down what Amos says in this box. It's getting late. If you're going to survive and save your father, you have to get some rest. Press pause to write down your answer and play when you're ready for the paragraph. What problem did the characters face? How did they respond to the problem?